Wow. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday, March 24th, 2025. And the markets are really, really off to the races. So, we're going to go through some things on our small watch list and maybe find a way to jump around and look at some other things. The things are really booming. I want to start by saying that. Um, so let's just start at the top. Wow. So of course, there's already going to be a lot of markups from last week. It's of course a preview and kind of like a review mixed together, mixed all in one. When you come in, if you do us a favor, hit the like button. Hit the like button, share the video. Think that people are really starting to see, things are a little bit different over here, the way we look at the market, projections that we make, explanations for what's happening. So, yeah. All right. So, just jumping right in, like I said, we want to start with where we were. If you just some of the basics that people are following every day, and then we'll try to see if there's some more unknown or exotic stuff if we have time. Market's going to be opening in about 38 minutes. So, Nvidia close Friday's close was $117.64, already up $3 in the pre-market. So not sure what the catalyst is. All right, so we would have to go in and do some review and see what the catalyst is on why that happened. And then also, what I like to do is I like to come in and see if something was triggered during the pre-market or right near the close. So, I mean, I can already tell that what you see here on Nvidia is a result of course, everything's going to be done through a harmonic lens over here. But just looking at Nvidia, not bad for Nvidia price point, right? But um, Nvidia. See this 618 B leg here. I'm wondering if so. What I want to know here is, did this leg here also touch 786? Did it invalidate Gartley, and did it go into butterfly? So I'm just gonna check. Just run through that real quick. So it didn't. So with this being X here, you guys will start really getting used to this stuff over and over and over. So this being X. X, A, B, C, and then D right here, and that field, and that would have been a winner too, by the way. But if I just go look and see if we have the required 127 extension from A to B on Gartley, we'll see. We absolutely came very close, but that's okay. It didn't have to fill out the 127. You would have had A to B is equal to CD pattern. Plus a 786 retracing of X to A. Remember, there's 3 points we look for. So the 127 extension would be one. Didn't fill at the 127, which is usually the one that I want. That 127 extension of A to B. 786 retracement of A to B was fulfilled though. And then of course you see the reaction. So for short-term traders and scalpers and things like that, yes, there would have been a winner here. Good morning. Hit the like button when you come in, if you don't mind. Let the algorithm know that we are up here looking at some of these things take off in harmonic fashion, and it's pretty much it's going to be either harmonic, a lot of harmonic activity, or some structure too. So definitely up to 120 in the pre-market now too. That's pretty exciting. I'm just going to switch over. Yeah. So up, yeah, that's a crazy. Not all of it in the pre-market. Pre-market is pretty much like right here, but pretty nice. And I'm wondering, will that hold? Is that sustainable for the market? Because it doesn't really matter the structure. Like we wanna hope that the structure doesn't come into play. You got structure going back all the way to March 19th, around March 24th. So this is a very important area that the market has come up against. And it's really important that people realize that it's not like this is just gonna just blow right through that. No matter what, it's gonna take something a really really strong catalyst to have to get that over there for Nvidia. So um, one of the other um, something that we brought out a couple of weeks ago, TSM, Twain Semiconductors, after the announcement of the investment they were going to make into the U.S. To build another building on the existing campus in Phoenix, and we do have a video about TSM, and yeah, so this was very exciting one. This has been all the way good since it's starting to settle out for us. It's a advanced shark pattern, bullish advanced shark pattern, and I did talk about this and did post a link to the advanced shark pattern video as well. But you can see how the structure is just there. Excuse me. Come down and fill, and then it's been green ever since. So even with today, so market closed at 176.73 on Friday, already at 179.84 in the pre-market. So not bad at all. Some things right here, like I understand that you got day traders and you have some scalpers and stuff like that, and they like to come in real close. If you notice, you won't see a lot of that stuff over here with the Harmonic Trading Club, because a lot of our stuff are swing to long term stuff. A lot of stuff might be off the daily, some stuff might be off the weekly, some stuff might even be off the monthly. So you're not going to see me come in and have to just do a whole bunch of breakdowns, because in many cases we've done our work. We got an advanced pattern here. It's going to be there. It's going to be there until it either is violated and loses, or until we get to target. So you rarely, there's really no reason to. I guess that's what I'm getting at. If you know that I'm in this trade, if you know that I'm in TSM, and I got in TSM March 10th, right? All I need to do is just take a peek, and little things like just checking current price, previous price. I don't need to start jumping in there in the 5 minute range and stuff like that. I'm not a scalper. I can scalp too. These strategies that I talk about and teach, they work on everything. Let me give you an example. I'm coming down to the 5 minute chart, right? I came down to the 5 minute chart. So even though I came down to the 1 hour chart. But even though I'm on the 1 hour chart, I would still look at the market the same. I would still apply my same principles. When I look at this right here, the first thing that would jump out to me is 2618 technique. If I look at this chart right here, I'm on the 1 hour. I still would start off by identifying what's happened. I still would come right in and say double bottom, followed by break and close, followed by 618 retracement, followed by target 1 being a retest of that price action, and target 2 being a 127 extension of this low to this high. The same stuff would apply no matter what. But there's really no reason for that. So in this case, this would be, I could look at this two ways. This entry here, starting my filling my shark pattern and then getting off to the races, or winning 2618 technique. Double bottom, break and close, 618 retracement, go retest, pull back, target 2. I could look at it the same way. So those wondering, that's why you won't see me coming in too close, because it's irrelevant to me what's happening like in that very second, and I think that all it does is cause traders, especially novice and new traders, I think it just causes them to jump around and get fidgety. And then I'll come in and I'll pay attention to what might happen. So what might happen here, what we'll have to look out for today. What we'll have to look out for today is there's an event. I think there's an advanced Gartley pattern right in here, but I'm not going to worry about that. Normally I would have to worry about that and say, oh, what's a bad pattern? I would have to worry, but I don't want to be getting nervous and jumping in and out and jumping up and down and spazzing out. Why would I do that when I already know what's at play, right? That's kind of like why you want your eyes to be trained. You want to be able to see something as powerful as that little bat pattern forming, because remember, these things are going to form over and over and over again, whether you like it, hate it, understand it or not. It's going to happen, and I just proved it to you. So we're winning off an advanced pattern, and we're coming up against another advanced pattern. The market is absolutely going to have something to say right here at $182. It just is. That's just the way it is. And I think people need to understand that, So so far so good. We'll see what happens. But when we get to 182, there's very likely to be a pushback, a retracement, a correction of some type. I don't know to what degree. But so this is why you can't get too happy, because the market does move both ways, and you have to be prepared for what happens in both biases. All right. We'll just stay here. The other semiconducting company, Navitas Semiconductor. I like them because they're cheap and they're in the semiconductor and tech space. But there's really nothing to worry about. It's moving sideways, so understanding the market like this, knowing that the market is just consolidating, you don't have a move, you don't have a setup yet, allows us to kind of like just check in and say, okay, I see where we are. We're good. There's nothing to worry about. There's no setup. There's no nothing. The setup here could have been a bad pattern. I don't think we were valid on B here, and I don't think we would have been valid on D for a play. Let's say we were not already in VTS. Let's see if the pattern would have been valid though. We can check, but yeah, this saves us time actually, and being able to look and identify 50. That is okay. So I would have been wrong, because that did have a valid B, but I don't think, it didn't get D at 886. That's the problem with this. Okay, so looking for, like, if I were looking for a setup, let me see, how much is that? It's 882. No, it's not even 882. 879, needing an 886 completion on D. So that's a bad pattern that didn't fill. That started reacting. Even the broken pattern, this stuff is so powerful. Even the broken pattern that didn't fill reacted and would have been giving like a scalper or a day trader a win on there. But nothing to really see. It's consolidating. A decision has to be made. There's nothing to talk about or be concerned about until we either break and close up out of this box of correction, this market here that I've plotted out. You got to break and close up out of it, or you need to break and close beneath it. One of them two things needs to happen before anything needs to be said about in VTS. AMD off to the races. Now this is good. Now this one we can actually talk about, because as AMD was trending, all of its structure had been respected. Every time it would break and close and then retrace back to previous structure, it would hold. Come down, break and close, lower low, lower close, new structure low, it would come back and hold. Now this tried to, right? So this is a very, very important catalyst. This was going to continue to hold and fold like the rest of these, but you see it came and broke so far, at least in the pre-market. Apple looks like it's violated and finally broke and closed above one of the previous structures. Now this is very powerful for AMD. I think I might have accidentally said Apple. Broke and closed, and then from at that point, our at least short-term bias would have to change. Okay, our short-term bias would have to change to wondering, when this corrects, does this, which used to be resistance, become the support? Okay, so the good thing about it is, from a technical perspective, knowing that we broke and closed, this was resistance, and these used to always be resistance. They were always resistance. But when we break and close up out of that, this is kind of like one of the things, the foundational principles in the foundation class, the normal beginning class. Once we broke and close up out of that, that's what was good. Now we need to get up all the way up out of the pre-market. But it looks like that's what the case is going to be. A break and close up out of that area around 108. And now 108 is going to become support. This should become support. Let me do this. These closes right here. 107.54, sorry. 107.54 should become support. So now I will be looking for that, especially on AMD. Definitely. But we need to, when a 1 hour chart, we need 55 minutes. It just happened. We need to wait for the correction. There's going to be a correction. So it's not like, okay, it broke and closed, let's just jump in. We need a correction, right? So we don't know where it's going to be. We don't know where the, I didn't even see that either. Wow. That was right in front of me. Should have knew that double bottom right there. And it absolutely held. It absolutely held. Should have knew. It was right in front of us. It was right in front of us right here. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the clear signal that was right in front of us. Double bottom right in front of our faces. Should have known. Double bottom right in front of our faces. Fires off, break and close. So this would be 2618 action to the other side, to the upside. Bullish 2618. Double bottom, break and close beyond previous structure. This V-neck here. And I think we're going to get a chance to see this play out. So I can tell going forward for the first couple of days this week, it's going to be all AMD. The analysis is going to switch to AMD because that's where the play is going to be. The big play is going to be in AMD. We just need it to finish doing what it's doing, and we need it to come back. We got the confirmation. Remember, the 2618 technique allows a trader to get involved in a trade after the double bottom and the double bottom reversal has been confirmed. And now with it breaking above previous structure, the reversal is in full effect. So that's the good thing to take out of this right now. That double bottom, right? This reversal here for AMD is 100% in full effect. But that doesn't mean you just jump in and go live. That doesn't mean you just jump in and open a new order. Doesn't mean that you just execute that market or do anything stupid like that. You start using your psychology and your patience. You're ahead of the game. You know what happened. You know what happened. You know that you're going to have a trade. Watch this. You know that you're going to have a trade entering at 107. It's going to be your entry. You know this for almost a lock. Okay. And you could go as far as you want. You could take this. You could go from this low wick here. I'm going to tell you how powerful this opportunity might be. All right. You could go from this low to this high and run an extension and run a 1618 extension. Or never mind, you don't even have to go that far. You already see where your target is. Your target is going to go back to retest the next structure here. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Okay, so let me say that again. Because you had the low, high, okay, because you're dealing with this part here and then you got the double bottom and broke. This is the area you're trying to extend off. You'll grab your extension tool and you'd measure that low to high. You'd bring on your 1618. Watch this. You bring on your 1618 and look where 1618 happens to be. It happens to be exactly where I said you need to go, which is back up here. So you knowing that you're looking for a pullback, you're look how far ahead you are of the game. Okay. That's what your trade looks like. You have a trade that looks like you entering at 107 and trading it up to 115. Okay. Even though that is not a trading signal, we're breaking this down technically in terms of what you can expect to happen. Now, the other thing is it all depends. We could see nothing happen. We could see this thing just take off and go straight to 115 without us having an opportunity to get in. But see, what you have to tell yourself if that happens is, okay, I missed it. I'll catch the next one. The way to look at it is not, oh my God, I could have made that money or I missed that money. That's not the way to look at it. The way to look at it is, okay, that's fine. I'll catch the next one. All right. But this is definitely in play. I hope this has a pullback to it. The market opens in 20 minutes on the dot. I hope that there's a pullback on AMD. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing to go back and retest this structure here. But the signs are definitely there. But we kind of need him to turn around so he can come back and let us play. All right. Intel, same thing. Got there, of course, and there. This was in one of my videos too. Intel got there. This was a beautiful play, and it was so quick. Intel used this bullish bat pattern to just do devastating work for us, and then of course 2 target winner. We exited, and then he started to correct, but it looks like he might not be done yet. That's the thing about it. And slight pullback, maybe 382 on the pullback. So here, let me do this. Let me clean up for us real quick. I'll just take these off. Take these old fibs off. I don't need them. But I think that with this, especially with that kind of movement, I think that this is just a 382 pullback, and they got a lot of good fundamentals and stuff going for them. And so I was right. That is only a 382 pullback, which of course, if you guys are starting to get this stuff, that's going to be a 1618 extension. So probably get the retest all the way up here where this needs to be. The retest at 2750. I might have to consider getting back in here. I mean, I had to close. I hit target too, so I was out, and this would have been a good setup to come back in, but won't see anything too critical with this thing, too testing until we come back and test this 2750 area. This is Intel, which is very likely to happen and to surpass it. I mean, say it was going to be easy, but definitely this is kind of like what you can expect. So you can see the movement right there. You can see that's enough movement. Worst case scenario is maybe some type of complex retest down here before we go, maybe and maybe not, because that might not be necessary. This thing might just be ready to, like I said, a 382 retracement equals a 1618 extension in most cases, and that suggests that this price is absolutely going to be violated. And then you could be looking at some highs of around $30.86, or if A to B really is equal to C and D, and if the market really does continue to create these equal measure moves, this is what we'll be in for. Something like that. Pretty good break. Pretty good projection on that one. Pretty easy. Apple. Okay. Apple. Of course, Apple, we have talked about this. I think there's a complete Apple video out there, and this is making it look even better. So already look at Apple. So yeah, there's a Apple video out there. I suggest I think it might be too late for entry, but I don't know, maybe a long-term trader, long-term traders might have some entries. This is one of the best videos out there. I'm sorry, people, because I gave this information out to the T. I almost said I gave this trade out to the T, but this one is out there on the day when it was 312. We're on 324. So that Apple video is out there describing what was going to happen to the T. And I don't think I had seen too many do better than that, to fill to the T like that. This one was just outrageous. Bullish Gartley pattern. And this was the perfect one. This is the 222 Gartley pattern. This is the one with the 618 B, and just a little bit above the 618 C, and then the 127 extension of A to B was the 127. The 786 was there, and the A to B and C D were all in the same spot. So this was a 3-star confluent entry on the Gartley pattern, and you can see what it's doing. And good thing today it's even off to the races even more. So I'll come in a little bit closer just so we can take a look. Don't want to get too excited. Oh, we are in the pre-market already. But yeah, that's been happening. Come downfield, and he's been working his way up in true Harmonic Trading Club fashion. Just beautiful work. Let me come back. So remember, the beautiful thing about this is I don't even think we're close. Oh, we're using 2618 action too, double bottom breaking close 620. So we had 2618 with a Gartley pattern all together. Double bottom breaking close 618 retracement entry, and of course target one up here at 262. Remember, this is a long-term opportunity. I don't even know if the big dogs are aware of this. And then targets up here at 318. Actually going to be higher than that. Going to be around 330, 340, something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be very, 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 very amazing. But yeah, so Apple's doing this thing, and like I said, we set these up long term, so we can just ride these out, so we don't have to keep jumping in and out the market. Broadcom, okay, this is a tricky one right here, but so everything is up during the pre-market. That's a good thing. So Broadcom is using this advanced butterfly pattern. Having a little bit trouble breaking all the way out and doing this thing, but some pretty good, reacting pretty well. Not too bad. I just want to see more. I just want to see more because again, we've just dropped into this stupid box here. Really, to be honest, that's what's really going on. We just dropped into this box, and now we're just really going sideways. And we need a decision to be made. We need to get up out of that box. All right. Let's talk about everybody's hated stock right now. Let's talk about the most hated man on the planet. But when it comes to Tesla right now, there are nothing but good things. Let me talk about them real quick. So you can see I have them all plotted out. This is came down and retest nothing but a set of major structure on Tesla, major structure. And it's very likely that it holds for people that were nervous about Tesla. Remember, Tesla had went down as far as 217. It's got a lot of that back up pre-market today, 259. And I'll just give you a hint. It's kind of basic. It's basically just using this low point here. I can actually clean Tesla up. It's okay. I don't need these structure points anymore. But basically, what's happening on here, and this is why it's important for people to go and take those Fibonacci classes that I have out there. But basically, from the lowest low to the highest high, it's really just trading off the golden ratio. That's really all that's happening here. And then, of course, there's some positive information on the fundamental side. And I think here's the other thing. I think people aren't as stupid as people are trying to make them to be. This is gonna be a company that's here to stay for the long run, and this is gonna be one of the most popular and most powerful companies in the world for decades to come. With what Elon Musk has talked about, what he's doing, his robo taxis and his Teslas, and then you can have a robot next year. You can have a Optimus robot, and the Optimus robot will clean your house and then go jump in your Tesla and drive it to the store for you. Just all kind of crazy stuff like that. The SpaceX stuff, the Starlink stuff. I mean, you know, I don't want to. I don't like to talk politics on the show, but I mean, the financial markets are a part of news and politics. Period. We can't get around that. But I don't think that people should let their political views get in the way of their investments. I'm not saying that there's some things that you're not going to hold to your heart, but I just don't agree with that. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, from that low to the high, you got a 618 retracement, which is exactly what you want. And there's a couple of other things happening. All price action was doing is probing for this structure here. It was just probing for this double bottom here, that 217 stuff we were talking about. So he reached down there. If you can see, he just wanted to reach down there. You see the wicks. That's just basically a large probe. Okay, does that make sense? If we say it like that, you just reach. That's all that is. You see price action just reaching because it knows where it wants to go, right? It wanted to go here. Price action wanted to go here. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen because right now, pre-market, we already sucked up above those closes, above the 248 close and the 250 close, already up here, 259, okay? So that kind of tells us all this whole reaching stuff, that might be over. Now, I am out kind of far. I had to come out kind of far to show you that, to zoom in and show you the price, actually, those wicks just reaching down to try to go get that. And close enough. This one did. Week 310 did wick down there. It just wanted to test that price. All right. Now, also, since the candles are, the last two were red, it doesn't suggest that this is over. This could take some time to smoothen out. But right now at 259. Selena, good morning. Thanks for joining me. We're just breaking some stuff down. So feel free to drop anything in there. We're doing a lot of review from last week, and we're talking about what some of the major, well-known stuff, popular stuff that people talk about this week. So that's what we're doing right now. We were on Tesla. I don't know if you just popped in, but yeah. So that's a pretty good pre-market. That's a pretty good rally for Tesla. Let's see if we can find out anything else in the short term. Okay, I can tell you something very crazy in the short term. It's going to be the same story. Sooner or later, you guys are going to get it. Looking at what's in front of you, okay? What do you think happened? Okay? What did this? All right? Do There's no reason you should be surprised. One day you're going to believe me. That's what maybe I want to wake up one day and then you guys are gonna. He said only doing spreads, not only looking at March but other SPX too. Okay, good. So like I said, one day you guys are gonna believe me. So XA. Oh wow, that's only okay. All right, all right. So no, maybe not. Maybe not. Ran away. This is well, at least in the pre-market. But Tesla's pre-market has a this is the second one of these that I've seen this morning. A bad pattern that didn't fill. Oops. So let me. I can't wait till we're out of pre-market, but I have to keep the pre-market on, so that. Oops. So that we can know what's happening. But yeah, that's a very this bat didn't fill, at least on the pre-market. If I turn that off, was it filled? I guess that's what I want to know. If I turn the pre-market off, no, it's just random. Not random, but just a pretty good move, and that's a hell of a rally up to 259. So so much for all that 225 217 Tesla stuff. So all right, Amazon, everybody's got a rally on it. Now Amazon did get here via advanced pattern. Absolutely. Amazon got here from butterfly. And nothing else. So here's the thing. It's going to be, got to kind of stick with this narrative until it breaks. People can't get happy right now until we get up out of this consolidation. Can't get happy. Markets just basically, found support here, advanced pattern fill, go, and then trending. That's a good thing about it. The good thing I will say is this. Let's do it like this. Is a starting point, initial high, outside return, trying to go get the new structure high. Now, this is going to be violated right now coming up. This is going to be violated, absolutely. You're going to see a break and close above this from last week, 20th. That's going to become support. What happened? The question is what happens when we get back up here to 202 for Amazon? That's what the only concern really is. What happens when we get back here? Okay, so we see the trend. We see it trying to. We see that we're going to have support back here at 220. What matters is, are we going to be able to break up out of it? That's what we don't know. Or maybe even from where we are, let's look at it from a different way. Where price action is today, he might just go. He could do it now. It could break right out, but I'm pretty sure something's going to be said about this guy here. All right, there's a lot. See this coming across here, that structure right there. It's going to be a decision made somewhere along there. So good for a day trader that could get another couple of dollars off of there, but then there's probably going to be a correction or not. We don't know. We have to wait and see. OKLO, of course, is kicking butt, and that, of course, that's Mr. Cypher over there. That was the workings of a Cypher pattern field. Trying to work his way up and go get us those targets, but running into a lot of resistance, and it's the resistance here at the B leg. The resistance at the B leg on the Cypher is usually pretty strong, but usually once it gets out of that, it's off to the races. It's doing what it usually do. In most cases, we know that the structure at B here. Let me just do that one more time. So what I'm saying to you is you're having an issue right here because there's structure right here, and if you look left, structure leaves clues. Structure. So never let anyone lie to you and not make it seem. And if you notice, this got kicked all the way back from that. That resistance, that structure. So that's why it's called structure. Yeah. So you can get through it sometimes. You need some help sometimes, and then stuff like Cypher has the power to just make it happen, and Gartley and a lot of them. But this structure is going to have something to say, as you see it absolutely did. I just like where I can take these opportunities and talk about a lot of this stuff. Google is such an amazing price for a company as powerful as Google and what they're doing. Let me use this opportunity to talk about what I just said. Okay, so you use this cipher for a winner. This is way back. This is way back in March, early March, March 12th. Use this cipher to win, okay? And then boom, come do that. So you got another one in play coming now that we're gonna have to pay attention to. Okay, here's the thing: we don't want to have to pay attention to bearish trades because everybody has a bullish bias. Everybody's happy about what the market. And let me say what I said again. Unfortunately, this bearish cipher is waiting. It's going to have something to say. So we get here, right? We get up here. Who is that? 172. Not too far away. It's $3 or $4 away. We get there and the market roll over and push back. Nobody should be crying. They should already know what happened, right? They get up there, they're rocking and rolling. Two things are going to be at play coming up. Okay. I want first I want to talk about the first thing that was at play that actually happened. You didn't think that when we were right here, the market was going to have something to say about that? Remember, I was just talking about resistance and structure, right? And that's why that was plotted out, because the market was absolutely going to have something to say about that and say, come try again. Now, this thing about it is this time he tried again and he came and blast right through it. That's good. This time came right back and blast right through that, violated that. So I can actually take it off now. It's not that important no more. It's not that important anymore. Neither is the old little red cipher in there, but he really kicked butt. All right, cool. So the next thing that's on deck is 2618. All right. The next thing that's here, and you just have to understand what's in front of you. Okay. And if this is in front of you, double top, break and close beyond previous structure, 618 retracement. Okay. The market is going to have something to say right there. Look, we are almost overbought. So if that happens and we're overbought, there's going to be a pullback and people are going to wonder, why is Google pulling back? It was doing so good, blah, blah, blah. Okay. The only other help and saving grace to not having a pullback to keep the people happy is if market rallies up and fills this cipher pattern at 173. At that point, maybe they'll know. And when they see it start to pull back on some of those profits, they'll start closing some of their positions. All right. That's Google. Whether you like it, hate it, or understand it or not, that's Google. We don't need any doom and gloom. We don't need anything crazy. It did violate and close and break above this very strong level right here that even made it push back. Okay, just to show you, you got to break and close violating that. This is minor here in this case. I don't think this is going to be too much to deal with. All right, I think it's going to be 786 up here. So our 618 area. If a trader was into shorting the market and doing put options, this should be a very interesting area for you. You have a decision to make, because that 2618 is definitely going to have something to say. If it doesn't, this cipher pattern will absolutely have something to say. Okay, I want to get off that. Market's about to open in 1 minute. The bell should be going off. Let's see. Bell should be ringing in just a minute. But live, that means that it's gonna be time for me to cut our pre-market short, and I might not be able to hit all of them. Microsoft, Palantir. I really do need to come back and do a review and talk about Palantir. This is an amazing day so far in the market. Just hope it can maintain that. I'm gonna have to get you guys something for Palantir. But hey, look, Palantir is trending. The only thing is, it got caught up in that madness. It got caught up in the ugly February, March. That whole period was just ugly. All the uncertainty, all the tariff talk, all the madness that really just caused it. But look, the market is correcting. The market is making its way back. There's really nothing to stop the market from going back to where it was in February. So, people, if that is the case, you're all going to be in for a very nice ride. You're going to be in for a very nice ride if that is the case. If the market is just going to correct, if this was just too much tariff talk, too much war talk, uh, just oh, inflation, people pulling their money, uncertainty, not knowing where we're going. Um, Look, all the other little tech stocks that got dominated so bad, RGTI, Rigetti, full recovery. Using an advanced pattern, of course, but Rigetti, full recovery. Um, D-Wave Quantum, used the cipher pattern, full recovery though. Retest, full recovery. So it's crazy, and this went back to all-time highs. Actually, it exceeded all-time highs. D-Wave Quantum exceeded all-time highs. So I don't know if we got to hit everything, but we'll probably build a new playlist. I mean, we're gonna have to come back and do a review later today, and probably find out, reorganize, and rearrange some of the stuff on our ticker. Very early for me on the West Coast. Sorry, guys. Very early. But that's all we have on this pre-market review. Come back later, see what happened, talk about our day. Was it good? Was it bad? What can we expect next? And put some more stuff on the ticker. But that's all we got on this one. You guys take care of yourself. Be safe in the market. Like the video, give it a thumbs up so the algorithm can show the people what they can expect and what happened last week. Subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit your notifications button, hit the bell icon, turn the notifications on so you'll know when we go live. This has been another episode of the Harmonic Trading Club pre-market preview. Guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video.